Hey, what's going on, Team Gemini? This is Brandon over at Wow Intuitive. I'm going to be doing a simple energy reading for the dates of July 10th through July 17th. We're going to be doing this as much as possible, hopefully weekly. It's just a simple energy reading to help you get through the week. But as you know, energy and time are fluid, so hopefully you'll be able to take you not only through the next week, but through a couple of cycles. But like I said, I'll try to get you guys, within the flow as much as I can with updating these videos. Well, let's get into the reading. So what do we have for Gemini? Dates July 10th through July 17th. Gemini, July 10th, July 17th, 2019. Dear Gemini, what do we have for Gemini? It's the longest shuffle I think I've had since I started doing this. Oh, wow. 2 cards popped out, so we'll take them. The first one, the one that was flipped over, self-expression. Now, my beautiful Geminis, we have a way with self-expression that's it's uncanny sometimes. People really dig it. They want to hear us speak. They want to hear us talk about things that we're into because of the way that we talk about them, the way that how we make it sound to them, even if they're not into it. They want to hear what's going on with us. It's going to be real key for you guys to be expressing yourselves in your best way. And I know that's kind of like, yeah, all right, I'm a Gemini too, by the way. May 21st, so I'm right on the cusp towards Gemini. So it's like a triplet instead of twins, which is fantastic. But yes, I know we have that real quick switch, but we can also switch back just as quickly too. Remember that. We can control our moves if we want to. All right, and that's going to be real key for us to make sure that we're expressing ourselves, much like you see in the picture here with the bird. She's singing beautiful. Like, look at the sound waves emanating out from, look at the proud chest, proud nipples, you know what I'm saying? That was a nickname of mine back in the day. But look at how you want to hear the song that the bird is singing, correct? I know I do. It looks like it's beautiful and powerful. And that's what Geminis do. Our song is beautiful and it's powerful. And we should be extending the best of ourselves out to others as much as we can, especially in this period right now. The energies are kind of crazy. A lot of truths are coming out, whether people want them to or not. Their resistance doesn't matter. The veils are being lifted and the light is being shown on a lot of things. But that's getting a lot of people talking about a lot of things that were kind of not there, a decade ago. It's that kind of thing. But as long as we're expressing ourselves like a beautiful songbird, Geminis, we'll be assisting others during this transition. So let's be our best so that we can make sure everyone else is too. Okay, love? This is the next card for us, Team Gemini. Base chakra. That's your root. That's your connection to the earth. You can do simple things you don't have to go outside and hug a tree, but if you want to do that, that's a way to connect with the environment around you. It really is. But you can also just go out, maybe barefoot into your yard once a day and just look up at the sky and say thank you, or something or get out there and get physical. Our guides, and they love us when we're kinetic. They love how we move. So get out there and start moving around, dancing, jogging, taekwondo, yoga, something. Get out there and show your beautiful Gemini selves off. Stop hiding it, all right? Start getting out there. But what that speaks of is connecting with the world around you. And it doesn't matter how you do it. Some people can sit inside their house and do it. So, you could be growing plants or something like that inside your house, and that's your connection to the world around you. Or just waking up in your bed and saying, thank you, and there you go. But start connecting to the world around you. Start realizing that you are a part of an environment, whether you like it or not. Okay? The next card up for us, forgiveness. This deals with the heart chakra. And it's not like this card is saying, hey, go and find the person and grovel on your knees and say, please forgive me. No. That's not what this is about. If you have grudges against somebody, that forgiveness can come by saying, you know, what they did to me was wrong, but I wouldn't unplug their life support to charge my phone. You know, and forgiving them in that way by saying, you know, I could live with their existence as long as it's away from me. They're fine as long as that's away from me, and unless they want to change that. But forgiveness is your first. That's going to be a very powerful thing for anything that's ailing you that you feel like is holding you back, especially over the next week, the next coming weeks, until the end of until time immemorial. Make sure that you're forgiving even those who transgress you. You know, I hate to use something like that, but it's true. Like, you can remember, but you can forgive and forget it. I mean, so that doesn't make sense. You can remember, but you don't have to hold the grudge. You can forgive it, but you can always remember to keep that person at a distance or keep your boundaries up if you need to, okay? But as you can see, even with that forgiveness, the end is there, and you still get to exist on past that. The rainbow is still shining, or the rainbow is still out there. The sun is still shining. You can say, yeah, I think that person's an asshole, but I forgive him. Ooh, this one's going to be awesome for us, Team Gemini. Divine Consciousness. This deals with the crown chakra. So pretty much, I'm sure a lot of you out there are experiencing or seeing the world in a different way, and hearing it in different ways too. And what Divine Consciousness is asking you to do is expand that mind chakra out into your crown and start experiencing the world in the way that you see and hear. And connecting with that Divine Consciousness has a lot to do with connecting with your root chakra and realizing that the universe is your environment. The universe is the Divine Consciousness, every single part of it, the unseen and the seen. And once you connect with that, you'll really start to advance everything else in your life. It'll just kind of fall into place like dominoes. Sure, the road may be a little tumultuous, but what road isn't really? There's no such thing really as a smooth road, unless you're flying. And even then, you can get turbulence up in the air. So there's really no such thing as a smooth ride, but Divine Consciousness will guide you on the path that you're meant to walk. Whether it be rough, whether it be easy, Divine Consciousness wants to see us succeed, and it does really try to guide us and steer us in the right direction a lot of times. But it's hard to hear that voice when everything else is so loud. So make sure you're connecting with that inner being. Your higher self has a constant conversation with Divine Consciousness. Think about that, all right? Next card up for Team Gemini, Desires. I love this card because you look at her and she's just she looks like she's having fun even though she's underwater. And you kind of want to go down there with her and just enjoy what she is. And that's what you want to be putting into your life, is things that make you feel desired. Not things that make you feel rejected and uncared for. So make sure that you're paying attention to your own desires and what it is that you desire. Make sure that's serving your higher self. Make sure that's treating you fairly and giving you the same desire you put into it. Because energy is constant in this system. It can neither be created nor destroyed. And that goes hand in hand with desires. Make sure you're getting what you're giving. And if not, leave it behind. Next up for Team Gemini, Insight. This is going right along with the root to the. We're going from the root all the way to the crown with this one today. We don't have anything that's not represented except for the solar right now, but we represent the solar. But anyway, excuse me. Your insight is what's going to develop once you start getting into those meditative states. And getting into meditation can be achieved with the wonderful pose that you see all around me right now. But you don't have to do that to get into this state of being. Like, people have activities that they do, such as, as much as people might talk crazy about it, video games are a way for a lot of people to get into a meditative state. And you can see some people do some really impressive things in some video games when they get into those states. But it's not all about sitting and arming. You can also, I like to move around. I'm doing Tai Chi, I'm kicking, I'm dancing, I got my music going. I can't sit still. Like, I can't sit still in church, or couldn't sit still in church when I was a kid. Like, I was the kid that was always up trying to drink out, going to getting some water, and like, there was no way I was sitting down. But, but find your way into your meditative state so that you can go in and see from within to out. Make sure that you're filtering it through your higher self, that great filter, that universal divine filter, to start experiencing your world in a new way. And like I said, there's plenty of ways to get into that meditative state. Down at Fraggle Rock, and you're done. Like, people have their different ways to get into meditative states, counting backwards from 10, or listening to certain music, or certain the sounds of the nature and forest and stuff like that. Like, people have different ways to get into those states, but start finding easy ways to get there, because Team Gemini, we're going to have a lot of challenging things emotionally, and you know how we are with our emotions. So let's make sure that we're using our insight so that we're not just coming from that place that we always do, like that Gemini got this kind of attitude, but come from a, wait a minute, Gemini, is there a better way than just handling this like we usually do? Okay? So let's make sure we're going into things with all of our eyes wide open, because these two peepers right here are our worst ones. So let's make sure we're keeping this one nice and squeaky, all right? Because that's your best advice. That's always going to give you the most clearest vision to see through whatever barriers and obstacles you need to. Okay? Well, Team Gemini, we're going to pull one more from the bottom of the deck. But, I mean, this spread is really impressive. We are pretty much working our whole chakra system right now. A lot of Geminis out there right now are experiencing the world in ways that they never did before. And that's a beautiful thing. Keep doing that. Keep nurturing that. You want to expand your world into a universe. You know what I'm saying? So let's start making this happen by forgiving anybody that we can, and you can forgive anybody that you want to. It's just a choice. And like I said, you don't have to tell them anything, but you can do that within yourself. You can go internally and say, I can really analyze this and say, I'm done with it, and I forgive them, and I'm moving past it. Let's burn. Let's get rid of what we don't need and replace it with new and fresh things that can grow and become the beautiful forest that we want our lives to be. All right? So let's get one more from the bottom of the deck. I love it. Presence. We think a million miles a minute, and sometimes that can leave us kind of staring off into the clouds a lot and envisioning rather than experiencing. So let's make sure we're being present in the now and enjoying what we can, because we're under a lot of digress. I know a lot of Geminis out there going through it. It just seems like the universe cannot seem to stay away from new ways to mess with us right now. And it really is trying to find every way it can to mess with us, to challenge us, to change and become our best Gemini self, which is a wonderful thing to behold. Like I said, we have a way with self-expression that's uncanny. People love to hear us talk about things that they don't care about. It's really amazing. So let's make sure we're being present in these moments. Let's make sure we're experiencing and enjoying life as it's being presented to us, and the beauty that surrounds us, that we're able to not only be a part of, but influence. Okay? Well, thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me, Team Gemini. Like I said, I'll try to make this a weekly thing. I might even try to get like a daily series going, maybe, if I can, because I do have the time to do it. I don't know. But let's make sure that we're, like I said, expressing ourselves in a beautiful way. Thank you to your spirit guides and ancestors for bringing you to this video. Thank you to mine for putting us together, and the universal creator for making it all happen. But until then, let's keep rocking out. Peace. Namaste.